Today I'm going to bring you through a mixed level yoga sequence. It's going to be about 55 minutes long. Today you're going to need a strap or a scarf, something that you could pull over your head. You're going to need a block or something that you could sit on, like a cushion. And you can also use some water as well. Just turn the volume down so you can hear me. And we're going to get started. We're going to save our meditation for the end of the practice today. So we're going to get through a lot of postures first, and then we'll slow it down towards the end. So if you're ready to join me, you could swing your legs off to the side. We're going to get started in tabletop, or hands and knees. Set everything off to the side for now. And let's start breathing together. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift your gaze, curl the toes, drop low belly. Exhale, push your feet into the mat, push through your hands and arch your neck on your exhales. Start to find your own rhythm, taking it as fast or as slow as you would like. Take about 5 more cat-cows. Inhaling to neutral, finding a way to lower the belly, lift the gaze. On your exhales, pushing through your hands hard and through your feet, through the tops of your feet. Inhale to neutral. Exhale to bring yourselves through. 2 more times. Exhaling. At the end of your next exhale, you can come up onto your fingertips to stretch the wrist, hike the shoulders. Inhale to come back down. Last cat-cow. And coming back to neutral. Once you get there, spread your knees far apart. Your big toes can touch. Send your hips back and down to child's pose. Bring your forehead all the way down. Make sure you're gripping the ground with your hands. Fingers are spread nice and far apart. Keep the shoulders engaged. Just make sure the forehead comes down. Take some big inhales through the nose. Exhales can be out the mouth. Next inhale is going to push you up. Keep your hands where they are. Thrust the hips forward, coming to a back bend. Keep the feet lifted. Inhale to come back. Let the big toes touch. Hips come back and down. Child's pose. Walk the hands over to either side. Make sure the forehead comes back down. Inhale, big breath. Feel the stretch in the side body. Exhale to let it go. One more time. Inhaling at neutral, keeping the hands nice and long, setting yourself forward, setting the feet up, back bend. Try to get the shoulders pinned back. Exhale, let the big toes touch, send back the hips. Back is nice and straight, reaching with the hands still, starting to walk them over to the opposite side. Big inhale through the right side. Exhaling out the mouth still. And going back to neutral, bringing your arms back so you can push yourself back up to tabletop. Scooting the knees in as well. Make sure the hands are right beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. On your next inhale, push with your right hand, send the left arm up towards the sky, fingers pointed up. Exhale to thread the needle through the right side, bringing your left arm through the window you just created. Make sure you're dropping onto the left side of your face, your cheek, and your left shoulder. The knees are nice and squared. Arm can be up, extended out towards your ear. Notice how the back is nice and flat. Today I'm going to offer you a few variations in each posture to take it further or to make it less intense. Whatever your practice might be calling for today. Take this posture a step further. Go ahead and draw your right toes back so that you come onto your right foot, extending at the leg. Make sure you're still on the side of your face and on your shoulder to protect the neck. If you want to take a balance, start to inhale, kick up the right leg. Start to bring the right leg back down, bend at the knee, center the knees. Last exhale on the twist. Inhale, start to bring the right hand by the face, take the breath to come up. Come back to tabletop, shake out the shoulders and the hips. Before we switch sides, sit back onto your heels, look for your strap, find your strap. Length of your hands determines how much you get from this. Take your hands about a foot apart or so. Inhale to send them up. Keep your back nice and straight and your tailbone rooted. As you exhale, bringing the shoulders all the way through. Readjusting your hands when you need to. Take a little neck roll. Inhale to come up. Pull the strap away from one another as you come through and take a little arch through the back. Readjust your hands if you need to. Inhale to come up to neutral. Exhale to send it through one more time. Little neck roll. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, start to lean over to your right side. Make sure you're not skewing onto the left hip. Make sure your body is centered towards the front of the room. Still pulling the strap away from one another, forcing the stretch in the left side body. Inhaling to come back to neutral, exhaling to switch. Inhaling to come back to neutral, exhaling, folding at the back, setting your strap off to the side for now. Once you're ready, let your right fingertips come to the ground. Keep your back nice and straight. Keep the inner ribs locked in. Keep the chin a little bit rooted down. Release your right fingertips to the ground. Left arm comes up and overhead. Inhale. Start to gently just let your hand rest. And let your head tilt over to the left. Starting to make a little stretch. Make a little area or opening in the neck. And as you pull your head over to the left more, you'll feel it more. Or as you release your fingertips more towards the right side wall, the more you'll feel it as well. One more inhale to the right side of your neck. Exhale, let it go. Release your head, give it a little shake. And releasing your left fingertips towards the ground. Right hand comes up to assist the neck. Take it nice and slow. Just getting started. And coming back to neutral, go ahead and just shake the neck a little bit. You can release your right hand behind you, left arm comes up and overhead to cartwheel, just reaching towards the back of the room. With some momentum, inhale yourself forward, switch sides. Sure you're keeping the knees nice and squared. You can drop your right hand as well. Just gently puff the chest towards the sky. Let the head come back. Inhale to push yourself forward. Let's come back to tabletop. Gently shake everything out. From here, let's push with our left hand, switch sides for thread the needle. Inhale sends up the right arm. Exhale to bring it through the opposite side, dropping onto that shoulder and right side of your face. feel free to take it farther on this side. So it's going to be the opposite leg. If it feels good for you just to stay here, feel free to stay here as well. Take your last breath in the twist. Use your next inhale to start to send the left hand by the face, helping yourself up. Take a little shake. Make sure your knees are nice and squared. When you're ready, release your hands off your mat. Make sure the hips are exactly at 90 degrees, stacked right above the knees. On your exhale, take down your chest towards the ground, planting your forehead. So the first progression is your forehead, and if that doesn't feel far enough for you, instead of bringing your forehead to the mat, try lifting your head, bringing your chin down. When you're ready, start to take an inhale to walk in the hands, coming back to tabletop. Gently just shaking out the hips if you need it. Making your way back to your foundation. Everything's in alignment here, feeling nice and good. Go ahead and kickstand out your left foot 45 degrees off your mat. Right leg comes back so that your right foot is pointed towards the right side wall. Left hand is right beneath your left shoulder. Inhale sends up the right arm. Find your balance, and when you're ready, just send the right arm by the ear. Start to feel a side body stretch. Exhale here. On your next inhale, push through your left hand, assisting you to come up. Grab your calf with your right hand and gently bend your left arm overhead, just for a back bend. Cartwheel your left arm forward, taking yourself through. Side body stretch. Exhale here. Inhale, assist you back. Coming all the way back. Once you've had enough, cartwheel the left arm back. Send the right arm back in the air. From here, you can send your right leg up. Make sure it's in alignment. Start to find your balance. See if you can take the bind with me by finding your right foot with your right hand. Left hand is still right beneath the left shoulder to support you. If you catch your foot, just peel your chest a little bit towards the sky. Last exhale to open up through the right hip flexor. Gently use your next exhale to let the foot go. Take it down. Everything back to the center. Shake it out. Feel a little difference in the hips maybe. Get ready to switch sides. You're going to give both sides the same attention, same appreciation. Kickstanding out right foot, 45, planting the toes. Left leg comes back. Left foot is over towards the left side wall. Right hand beneath the right shoulder. Starting to work your way through your rotations. Inhaling to push. Back bend. Seeing if you could find your own little flow for the next breath. coming to the binds, finding your balance. And it's totally okay if you fall over. It's gonna happen to everyone. Just giving it another shot is the best thing you can do. And if it's too much for you, don't feel free to come out of any posture that we're doing today. Everyone's yoga practice is going to be a little bit different in terms of where we are physically and mentally. Exhale, release the left foot. Send it back down to the center. Shake out the hips. Let's send our hands 2 inches away from the shoulders, curling the toes, lifting the hips up and back to down dog. Start to pedal the feet. Gently bend the knees. Play with it. When you're ready, we're going to send up the left leg. Left knee comes towards the left elbow, holding it there. Inhale to come back. Left knee towards right elbow. Inhale to come back. Exhale to step the foot through, planting it. Let's stay on the ball of our right toe. Inhale, sends up the arms. Warrior one. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale to take your lunge further. Inhale to come up. Releasing the hands behind you. You could pivot the back foot so that the right toes are faced towards the right hand corner of your mat. And you could take your hands behind your back. Pivot your hips so that you're towards the front. Peel the shoulder blades back. And exhale to lead with the chest. If your heel hikes up just a little bit, it's okay. Try to keep this left leg nice and extended, nice and straight the whole time. Hands can be behind your back or at prayer, whatever helps you balance. From here you could come up, step in the right foot. Let's say one big step in. Your little inch back. Once you're ready, release the arms extended and guide yourself with your left forearm coming down to triangle. Your arms are nice and stacked so that they're drawing a nice straight line. And your left hand is on the inside of your left foot. If you need a little extra help, don't be afraid to use a block. Send it to the inside of your left foot. Next, exhale to release. Send your right hand to that block or to your shin. Inhale opens up through the left side. Counter stretch. Exhale to let it go. Once you're ready, you can take yourself to pivot your right foot and drop down to your right knee. Gonna come to a lizard lunge. But first, you could just take a quick little runner's lunge. Inhale to bring yourself back. Once you're ready, take your left foot off your mat. Scoop back your right foot so that it's nice and straight behind you. Like the leg is nice and straight. For some people, this is going to be enough, just being on your arms. If you want to bring yourself down to your forearms, you can. Just going to hold this for a breath. take a breath, and you can start to come out of your lizard lunge. If you're in your forearms, start to scoot the foot back onto your mat. From here, curl the toes, lift the knee. Plant your right hand so that it's underneath the shoulder and open up through the left side. Try to keep the left knee right above the left ankle. And once you've had 2 breaths on that, bring your left hand back. Exhale to send the left leg back to down dog. Take a breath. Once you're ready, walk or jump the feet to meet the hands. Come to a forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, let it go. Take a little bend at the knees. Inhale up halfway. Exhale to fold. Release your arms out to the side. Take an inhale, come up all the way. Connect the palms, bring them down to heart center. Take an exhale. Inhale sends up the arms. Exhale to swan dive. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Step back to plank. Inhale forward to chaturanga onto the tippy toes. Stay engaged like a push-up as you come down. Exhale, use the top parts of your feet to lift through the knees. And curl the toes on your exhale to come back to down dog. Let's go through that one more time. Inhale, hops or walks the feet up to meet your hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale to fold, bend the knees. Inhale up. Exhale to let it go. Arms come out to the side. Take an inhale. On your exhale, come down to sit down in your chair. Legs are hips width distance. Arms can be out or at prayer. Sitting down into your chair. Try to keep the tailbone tucked in. Next, inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive. Before we plant the hands to come to chaturanga, take a block. You don't need one, but it might help. Left hand comes down to your block. Take a big bend through the left knee, straighten through the right leg. Inhale sends up the right side. Inhale to come up. Exhale to bend the knees and switch sides. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Right hand comes down to the block. Send it up on an inhale. Inhale to come out of this, coming up all the way. On your exhale, folding over with the knees bent, crossing the arms and just taking a little dangle. Once you're ready, you can plant the hands to come back, step all the way back. Inhaling yourself forward, exhaling to come down. Inhaling with the tops of the feet to lift the knees. Exhaling, curling the toes back to down dog. Taking a pedal. When you're ready, let's send up the right leg. Exhaling, right knee to right elbow, holding in plank. Inhale to come back. Exhale, brings the right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale to come back. Exhale to plant the right foot through. And making sure you're on the ball of your left foot. Right ankle is right beneath the right knee. Inhale sends up the right arm. Both arms. Inhale to come up to neutral. Arms can be up in the sky, or hands can be at prayer. Exhale to take your lunge. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lunge. Once you've had 3 lunges, Pivot the back foot so that the left toes are pointed towards the front left corner. Hands come to your lower back, pivoting the hips towards the front, bowing with your chest on an exhale. Inhaling to come up when you're ready, using your hands for support. Sending your arms to a nice straight T. Exhaling to guide yourself with your right forearm. Sending yourself down to the inside of your right foot. Inhale sends up the left arm. Always using that block if you need it. Exhaling to counter, going to the opposite side. From here, you can pivot your back foot, dropping down to your lizard lunge. Taking a little runner's lunge if you want it before. Finding your way back to lizard lunge. Deciding at this side will bring you further down, or whether you'll need to take it a little bit easier, depending on how tight that side is for you. Last little breath for lizard lunge for our right side. When you're ready, you can start to exhale to send back the right leg. Taking a nice little shake out the hips. Coming back to tabletop. Exhaling to come back to down dog. Inhaling, let's go left leg up. Exhaling to plant the foot all the way through. Pivot your right foot so that the toes are parallel towards the right side wall. Inhale yourself up, cartwheeling the arms, coming to warrior two. Inhale, lengthening through the left leg, extending, straightening knee. Exhale to lunge through. Inhaling arms to center, up high. Exhale to lunge. If your knee is coming way past the toes, take a little baby step up. Inhaling up. Exhaling to bind, sending the left elbow towards the left knee. Right arm comes up and overhead. Inhaling through the side body. Inhaling up. Taking exalted warrior, bending through the front knee, inhaling through, taking yourself through this one more time, finding your own flow, being slow or fast, breathing audible or breathing softly, whatever your practice is calling for, just finding your own rhythm. Last back bend. You can bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your right foot so that it's faced towards the side wall and your left as well. From here, point the toes a little bit out and knees just wider than hips width distance. You can take your hands behind you, bend at the knees, exhale to come forward, take a little bend forward. If you have your strap in front of you, actually let's grab that. Inhale to send the strap up and overhead. Make sure your shoulders are pinned back so that that's nice and loose. Neck is mobile. Back is nice and flat. Tailbone nice and tucked in. You're engaging at the core. Inhale starts to send right hand towards right foot. Inhaling to switch. Inhaling to come back. Finding your way to come up to neutral, releasing your strap to the side. From here, take your arms to cactus arms to a T. Inhale to 5-pointed star. Arms are totally extended. You can't see off the camera, but just totally extended all the way up. Take a little back bend. And on your exhale, come down. Bring your arms back to a T. Puff the chest towards the front of the room. And come up on the balls of your feet, coming to goddess. Inhale to come up. 5-pointed star, a little back bend. Exhale to come down. Last one. Inhale to come up. Big exhale to come down. Inhale to rise. Go ahead and pivot your back foot, your right foot, so that it's faced towards the opposite wall. Make sure your heels are in alignment so you can draw an imaginary straight line so that they're touching. Your left foot is parallel so that the left toes are parallel towards the side wall. Get to a comfortable stance. Start to find your warrior two. Straight knee, straight leg. Exhale to take your lunge. Fix your stance if you have to. Go into neutral, up high. Exhale lunge. Inhale to come up. Exhale, start to cartwheel. Taking your flow, your own organic presence. One more at your own pace. Finding your way to, make your way to the front of your mat. If you have a block, find it. Send your block to the right hand corner of your mat. Coming to mountain pose, Tadasana. Once you're ready, start to root into your right foot a little bit more, adding some weight onto the right hip. Gently start to lift so that you're on the ball of the left foot. Start to loosen the whole left side of your body to feel a little bit weightless. Once you got it, start to bring everything up, finding your balance. Connecting the sole of the foot to the calf is good enough. Bringing out the knee. Finding some balance. Taking a breath. From here, if you're ready, you're going to start to bring up the left knee towards the chest. Exhale to extend the leg straight back. Nice and slow so you can have time to find your balance. Hands can be at prayer or extended. Or if you have that block, send your right hand down to your block. Left leg is trying to be nice and straight behind you. Left arm opens up towards the side. Just take a moment to play with that. Remembering that you can be in tree. If that's too much for you, just knee split out to the side. Or one last time, just coming to that bind. taking a moment to breathe. You can always take a little dangle, bending the knees, take a little dangle across, side to side. Inhaling up, coming up all the way. Shaking out the body a little bit, taking a few wrist circles, and when you're ready, changing the side with your block. Gonna try the same thing, just on the opposite side. Building some weight to the left, whole left side of your body. Right foot eventually comes up to the sole, to the calf of your left leg. Right knee comes out, finding your balance in tree. If you want to make it harder, close your eyes. Eventually kicking your knee up once you think you've got your balance. Sending it nice and extended back towards the back wall. And just playing around with that for a sec. So now using a tree. Once you've had enough on that side, take a little dangle across the arms, bending the knees. Eventually finding your hands to plant, stepping your legs back, plank, inhaling to come forward, exhaling to come down. Top of your feet on the exhale, and on your next exhale, drop your knees. Let the knees come far apart, big toes touch, hips come back and down, child's pose. Eventually finding your way up. Gonna start to transition the practice into more of a recovery. Gonna start to get into some deeper postures, into the hips. Once you get out of child's pose, we're gonna fold both edges of our mat in, taking the back and the front, so that you have a little extra cushion on both sides. Look for your block and send it out in front of you about 5 inches. So once you're here, bring your knees to that cushion, and instead of being on the tops of your feet like we usually would, you can bring the sides of your feet down, sides of your feet. From here, try to pin the hips back, and you can take your hands nice out in front of you. Eventually bring your forearms down, finding your sweet spot, letting your head rest on your block if that feels good for you. Gonna stay here for a little bit extra. Still letting everything be soft in this intense stretch. Letting the jaw relax. Taking a yawn if you can. Just taking it slow. Taking our last few breaths here. We can start to thrust the hips a little bit forward. Letting the knees sink in. Bring the hips back. Last breath. Hands can start to come towards you. Scoot the knees in. Feel how good the hips feel for just a second. You can unroll your mat. Let's go back to tabletop. Got a few more hip stretches. Coming back to neutral. Exhale, curls the toes. Hips come back and up. Right leg comes up. Exhale, send the right knee towards the right elbow. Left leg comes back, nice and straight. Releasing the foot on the ground. If you have tight hips, you could send a cushion or a block underneath that hip. Send everything down on an exhale once you feel ready. And take a few breaths here. Starting to cultivate a little sense of gratitude for the hips. During quarantine, I've been just going for really long walks, and it's amazing how much our legs do for us just every day. Even the little things, climbing the stairs, everything. Just having it in your practice to have a sense of appreciation for your body every day will, I think, really help lift your spirits. Just keeping an eye on the time for us. Take our last 3 breaths for the right hip flexor. Starting to lift the left toes and the left knee. Coming up to the arms. Just sending the right leg back to tabletop. Taking a little swivel with the hips. Exhaling back to down dog when you're ready. Last down dog of the practice. Left leg comes up. Pigeon for the opposite side. Finding your way down if you would like it. Last 2 breaths here for the left side. Taking your time to start to bring yourself to your forearms. Eventually bringing yourself there. And just sitting off to your left side. Swinging the legs to the front of your mat. Once they're there, send the arms out in front. Exhale yourself to laying down onto your back. Once you get there, send the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Reaching to the fingertips, point the toes towards the front, give yourself a yawn. Give the wrist a few circles if you like. Once you're ready, take the right knee, hug it towards the chest. Give it a circle or 2. Your next exhale, send your right knee over the left leg. Go into a twist. Make sure your chest is pointed towards the ceiling and your right shoulder is rooted into the mat. Your right knee can be floating. Do about 7 breaths. Gentle exhale, come out of it. Just shaking the legs. Sending the left knee in towards the chest. Exhaling the left knee across the right side. Switching for a twist. Last 2 breaths. Eventually finding your way back. You can use this last minute to take any postures you like before we settle into a little meditation. Today, for your meditation, if you would like, you could take a cushion underneath your knees. Settle in. Just take your hands, place them up towards your temple, and let's just gently massage the brow to settle us in. Give yourself some clearing breaths into the nose, big exhales out to the mouth. Forehead. Towards the temples, towards the bridge of the nose. Anywhere on the face that feels good. To the jaw, hold a lot of tension in the jaw. Base of the neck. Just a forearm squeeze. Both sides. And let everything fall to the side once you're ready. And just let's fall into some stillness. Just staying with your breath. Everything just becoming weightless. Eyes getting heavy. Lips pursing together. Bring some awareness back into the body. Let's start to wiggle the toes and the fingers. Just waking everything back up. When you're ready, go ahead and choose your favorite side. Roll on over to fetal position. Take your last 5 clearing breaths. Just seizing, being grateful for the day, being grateful for the sun that rose once again, being grateful for your family, being grateful for the home that you live in. Just appreciating what we have. It's so easy to think of what we don't have. But when you take the time to appreciate the things that you do have, boy, life can actually get easier. Gentle exhale, open your eyes. Inhale, pushing with your left hand, bringing yourself to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you're being safe out there and keeping your family safe. If you're getting ready for the school year, good luck. I'm there with you. I'll be teaching yoga through it as well, so I hope to see you then as well. Namaste.